Hello, Patreon people. It is me once again. I'm Professor Moptop, as you likely know by this point. This week, you should be excited because you're going to be getting 4 hunks of audio all about the first song on the Let It Be album, which of course is Two of Us. Now, that was a brand new song that Paul wrote in late 1968, and this was just when he and Linda were just starting to become an item. At first, Two of Us was called On Our Way Home. They changed it late in the game to Two of Us. It was written about Linda, and like I said, Paul and he were a new item, and they would take these long Sunday drives where they would get lost. And Linda really taught Paul the value of just wasting some time and relaxing and forgetting about the clock, not working so hard. Well, John and Paul had been writing partners, and it had been a long time that the two of them were partners. Well, things were changing now. Yoko Ono was in the picture, and of course, they were growing apart from one another. The phrase Sunday driving and not arriving, Paul was very impressed with. I was also very impressed with those. He also mentions burning matches and lifting latches, which are all things that are time wasters. One of the things he mentions is chasing papers, which could be about their current financial situation. There's a lot of talk about money in 68 and 69 in Beatle land. There might also be an element of this song being written for or to John Lennon. The line, memories longer than the road ahead. You and I have memories longer than the road that stretches out ahead, could be for John Lennon. It could just be a very clever way of saying I love you to Linda McCartney via Paul. It could just be a good rhyme. Now, it's the first song that Paul wrote about Linda, although Honey Pie may have a slight bit of inspiration about her, because in the song Honey Pie, the girl is an American, like Linda Eastman was, although she is not, as we discussed, a Liverpool prostitute. They started recording Two of Us, or as it was at the time, On Our Way Home, on the very first day of the Let It Be sessions in January of 69. Paul and John played electric guitars, and George played the bass on a very early version. They switched it around sometimes. They worked on it a lot throughout the first week, and there was a lot of tension in that in the first week of sessions. Eventually, what happened was Paul criticized George's playing. George said his famous, I'll play what you want me to play or I won't play at all. At one point in time, in January of 69, George quit for about a week or so. While he was gone, they aimlessly tried to record a few things. They shut the whole thing down for a little bit. Eventually, he came back. They returned, and they played at the Apple Records studio. This is when Billy Preston also joined in on the fold. Just having an extra nice, kind guy around helped everything go a little bit smoother. They picked up Two of Us again. This time, John and Paul decided to play it on acoustic guitars, and George played the bass on an electric guitar part. I find that very interesting. Finally, the official version of the song was recorded on the 31st of January, which is actually the day after the rooftop concert in 1969. It's take 10 of the song combined with the end of take 11. Now, this is probably Glyn Johns who selected this edit, and then Phil Spector, again, kept it around because it was the right choice. One of the coolest things you'll hear on a Beatle record is something that doesn't make a whole lot of sense unless you really break it down. And that's at the very beginning of the Let It Be album, where John Lennon talks about I dig a pygmy, and he mentions Charles Hawtrey and the Deaf Aids and Phase 1, in which Doris gets her oats. Now, there's a lot to unpack there, and in the audio you will be getting, you'll hear all about John and how he just kind of makes it up. It might be Doris Day. It is a guy named Charles Hawtrey, who was a comedian of the time. Deaf Aid is what they call a hearing aid in England, and they had these brand new, big, loud, super cool amplifiers that they nicknamed Deaf Aids. So check your email. You'll be getting 4 parts all about Two of Us, which is a really cool Beatles song, because there's a lot of really cool Beatles stuff. As always, thank you 1.5 million times over. Now, you know what? Make it a cool 2 million times. Thank you very much. I'm Professor Moptop. Have a good one.